Came across a Rick Beato video on bass that I hadn't seen yet. I decided that instead of watching it, I'd save it and, you know, try my hand at one of these old, these here reaction videos. So yeah, I have no idea what to expect from this video. I haven't watched it at all, haven't read the description, comments, nothing. Going in totally cold here. It's called 5 Things Every Bass Player Should Master. I'm just really curious what old Rick thinks here, especially in the context of like modern bass playing. He's kind of an old school guy a little bit. Well, we'll see what he says. Let's just see. Yeah.
Hey everybody, I'm Rick Beato, and today's Everything Music. We're going to talk about 5 tips to improve your bass playing.
Now wait a second. 5 tips to improve your bass playing. 5 things every bass player should master. Same thing.
It's really anybody from beginner to advanced this applies to. You guys see me play guitar and keyboards a lot in my videos, but I was actually a bass player before any of that. And my undergraduate degree is in bass, classical bass. That's what I played from the time I was a kid all the way through my undergraduate degree. Tip number 1, sometimes the best thing to do is to lay out on the bass. Here's a great example of bringing the bass in and out for dramatic effect. This is a tune called Leavenway by an artist named Owen Beverly. And
I know what he's saying here, but it just struck me funny that 5 tips to improve your bass playing. Don't play. Just thought it was funny.
The bass player is Les Hall, who you've seen on my channel. I produced this track and mixed it, 17 years ago. Let's check it out. Stop counting cards. Look up, drive the car for the both of us.
I mean, okay, splitting hairs here, but this isn't really about bass playing. This first one, at least, is about writing a bass line. They're kind of 2 different things. There's a lot of bass players out there that don't really feel like they need to write their own bass lines. They just learn verbatim the songs they want to play, call it a day. Anyway, whatever.
So just to reiterate, the bass is the harmonic foundation and the tonal foundation for the entire mix. So when it drops out, you notice it, but when it comes back in, it makes a huge difference. So use space in your bass lines. Tip number 2, don't just play the root. You have the 3rd and the 5th of your chord that are also great notes for the bass. One thing to note, if you have the 3rd in your melody
improve your
and
bass
you're
lines.
playing the 3rd in the bass, it weakens the melody.
I really thought it was going to be more in-depth, like his guitar videos or something. I don't know. We'll see where it goes. He's only at 2.
Make sure if your singer
I just realized it's only 10 minutes long.
3rd, that you're not playing the 3rd on the bass, right? You don't want to have that doubled 3rd in the chord. It really weakens the sound of that voicing. You can use your 3rds when the singer is singing the root or the 5th.
That's actually really good advice there. Don't double the 3rd.
If the singer's singing the 5th and you're playing the 5th, it's not as powerful either. I try to avoid the notes that the singer is singing, so you don't have those parallel octaves between the outer parts of the melody and the bass line. Let me give you an example of what inversions sound like on the bass. 2, 3, 4.
Again, this is sort of like composition stuff, not necessarily just bass. I don't know what I expected from this video, but it wasn't this. when I'm playing with my band or just jamming or whatever, improvising, this is something I do a lot. Just maybe something like that instead of going to the G, instead of going C, G, D, you could play C. I mean, but that's just, yeah, there again, that's like bass line 101. Chord inversions. You know what it is? It's the fact that in the actual video is 5 tips to improve your bass playing. That's exactly what this is. But the title of the video is 5 things every bass player should master. I think it was a vidIQ video I was watching. They were talking about how if you want to have an engaging thumbnail and title that gets people to click on it, but you also want it to properly convey what the video is about. Because if they click on it and then the video isn't what they were expecting, then they just won't watch it. This video is not what I was expecting, based on the 5 things every bass player should master. If I had just clicked on the video to watch it, as soon as he started talking about just layout, I would have immediately stopped watching the video. Yeah, so the thumbnail is just the same as the title. Interesting. I can't be too hard on him. The video is 5 years ago. But somehow it does have 2 million views. That's kind of crazy for a video that starts off by saying don't play.
Tip number 3 is it's just as important where you play, meaning...
So tip number 3 is where to play. I've been working on Deantown, so I can dial in my Joe Dart tone here. So I've been playing this on my Squire Jazz bass a lot. I haven't played it much on this. I don't have that bass with me at the moment. So if I play down here, two things happen when you play right down here at the bridge. You get a little more. There's way more resistance there in the string, so you get a lot more articulation versus up here. Because the string gives a lot more, and you get a much warmer, softer sound. So there's that sound. Now if I come up here, which in my opinion on this bass sounds much better, but it's not as articulate. Which means if I roll this knob forward, get a little bit more of that neck pickup, and play down here. So I can play back and get a little bit of that roundy tone from the neck pickup, but still be articulate. Anyway, I've sort of gotten off into the weeds here. No matter what bass you have, this is going to make a huge difference in the sound between bridge and neck. Oh, the next one I totally am on board with. I just hovered over here.
Right? Tip number 4, mute the strings that you're not playing. If I'm playing the note C here, this string is being muted by my index finger. This string is being muted, and so is that by this index finger, just by the angle of it. It's extremely important to do your muting with this hand whenever you can. You don't want extraneous bass notes ringing out because it muddies the entire mix. And many times you'll think, wow, why does that sound really bad? When I would be producing a record, I'd say, what's going on the bass there? It sounds like a couple strings ringing together. And it typically was. And that's pretty much a game changer. A person cannot make a record if you can't mute properly, because playing cleanly on the bass and only hearing one note at a time, if that's what you're meaning to do. Now, many people will play chords, but even if I'm playing a chord, I'm still muting that string. Tip number 4, learn the tools in your toolbox for bass tone, meaning your DI sound, your amp sound, compression, EQ points, all really important. Okay, so there are many great plugins made for bass. You have the Dark Glass Electronics plugins that are fantastic. They also have great pedals. You have things like...
I'm gonna rename this video for Rick right now. It should be titled 5 things you need to know about how to properly record and produce a great bass sound. There you go. That's what this video is. It's not actually about playing the bass.
You have a lot of different guitar plugins you can put.
Well,
your
it
bass
is, but only
through.
as it applies to recording it.
You can split your signal up into multiple bass tracks and distort maybe the top end and the mid range, but not the low end. Your brightness of your hertz or so that's where you begin to hear it. The good bottom end, especially if you have new strings. You have a lot of bottom end, a lot of top end. As your strings get older, they start to lose bottom end, they start to lose top end, and they have a more consistent mid-range. And there's some people that never change their strings on their bass. I know a lot of producers that have basses that they never change them because they like that sound. It gives it a consistency. The other thing is using...
That is totally a thing. I have been thinking lately it's about time for these. But only because I really like that modern Marcus Miller in-your-face slap sound, and the only way to get that is with a bright set of strings. Because you need that. You need those sizzly highs. Listen to me, I sound like a gear expert. You need those high sounds in there, and once your strings start getting aged, you just lose them. I will say I'm using stainless steel round wounds that happen to be from String Joy, not sponsored, but the stainless steel retains that brightness for far longer than the typical ones. Also, I have like a nickel allergy, apparently. So sometimes if I play on nickel wound strings too much, I get rashes on my hands. So that's a thing.
Number 5, your pocket is the most important thing about your playing, meaning where do you play in relation to the groove? I always found that bass players that would play slightly behind the kick drum would make the low end sound huge. I would always listen to sessions and be like, man, bass sounds huge in this. Why is that? It always would be that the bass would be slightly behind the kick drum, and it would just give that huge low end. But you should be able to play on top of the beat, behind the beat, ahead of the beat. Know what works for the particular song you're playing. Your pocket is the most important thing about your bass playing. That's all for now. Please subscribe here to My Everything Music YouTube.
So in summary, most important part about playing the bass isn't actually playing it. It's how to record it, and record it well. But, I mean, he's a music producer. It's a music production channel veiled as music theory and mastermind, music guy, I don't know. But I was really hoping he'd talk more about, like, actually playing the bass. Or, like, I don't know what I was expecting. Maybe I need to find it. I'll try to find a better one. I don't know. Anyway. Well, that's this video, I guess. All about bass music production.